Hey, what's up? Welcome. You are listening to TC the G Radio, Season 3, Episode 8. I am TC the G, broadcasting directly from Tijuana, Baja California. Thank you so much for tuning in. We are going to have a great time. The title of today's episode, Gloria Trevi. Okay, so I decided to speak on Gloria Trevi today because I have seen a lot of people who are still supporting her even after, the accusations that were made against her. If you are not aware of Gloria Trevi's accusations, back in 1991, um, well, the accusations that were made against her were similar to the accusations that were made about Ghislaine Maxwell. She was recruiting women or young teenagers like 15, 16. She was recruiting them and for Sergio Andrade. So he was abusing them sexually and exploiting them and just corruption of minors. So so Gloria Trevi, she did 4 years and 8 months in prison for that. Now she came out and she said that she wasn't, that she was innocent. That's what everybody says, right? When you're guilty, you say you're innocent. Mm, Especially when you have like a career, when you have, you want to come back into the spotlight. So you have to make sure that you deny it. Now, none of us were there, right? I wasn't there. No, nobody was there to really know what really happened. But nobody does time being, if she was really not guilty, why did she do so much time? She did time in Brazil and she also did time here in Mexico in Chihuahua. So I did find an article here on variety.com and it says just to give you guys a little bit more insight, it says Trevi and Andrade were first accused of corrupting and abusing minors in the 90s. And in January of 2000, the pair, along with backup singer Maria Recanel Portillo, were arrested for their connection to an alleged cult like sex ring. The arrests were based on charges from former vocalist Karina Yapor, who claimed she was forced to have sexual relations with Andrade. So it was actually one of their own people who ended up, filing the charge because she was a vocalist for them. So here it says Trevi served 4 years in a Chihuahua prison, but was eventually acquitted of those charges in 2004 and continued with her career, releasing la 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 la. Okay, so she was acquitted. What I'm thinking is she probably gave them some information. You know what I mean? So she took a deal because again, we don't know exactly what happened there, but 4 years in prison, that doesn't sound like it doesn't sound like you are innocent. You know what I mean? I know there's some people that are in prison that are innocent and, maybe they were falsely accused and things like that. But when you're this big of a star, usually you have money, you have attorneys, you have all the right resources to, to make your case and get out of jail ASAP. So to me, that's already like a red flag that she did so much time. I also found another article with Billboard, and she said, in this one, she says, many people don't understand that I wasn't detained for a crime. I was part of a process, Trevi told Billboard in 2014. I was exploited by those who I was working with. All I did was to be loving, faithful, and loyal. So sh she's using these words, right? Loyal, faithful, and loyal. Yes, you can be all of those things to the wrong people, right? To the wrong people, and you can become their accomplice by not standing up for these young women, by not filing a charge like the other girl did. And she goes on to say, God picked me up, He protected me, He took me out, I was cleared, I was released, I've never committed a crime. Maybe she didn't do the abuse herself, but she was the recruiter, right? And that is that was the main accusation. That's why I'm kind of like, That's why I'm comparing her to Ghislaine Maxwell with, the whole Epstein case. If you guys are aware of that as well. It's been in the news, it's been a big thing, right? On social media and everything. Now, there was some more recent accusations in 2020, last year, 2023, and there was two new girls that accused them, and these girls are saying that fueron presionadas para someterse a los abusos del productor musical, which would be Sergio Andrade. So they were being, they were being pressured to subdue themselves to the abuses of Andrade. Okay, so let me just read this in Spanish to you guys. It says here, dos mujeres que prefirieron mantener su identidad en el anonimato aseguraron que Gloria Trevi y Marie Boquitas las reclutaron y fueron presionadas para someterse a los abusos del productor musical. Ambas son hermanas. Los hechos ocurrieron entre 1991 y el 2000. Una de ellas argumentó que fue obligada en más de una ocasión a sostener relaciones sexuales con Sergio Andrade, donde además el productor y la Trevi habrían ejercido chantaje con las entonces joven. Esto ocurrió en 1995. And también it goes on to say that otro de los episodios fue una golpiza supuestamente propiciada por Andrade, como castigo al pensar que robó, por lo que además de delitos sexuales, el ex-manager también ejerció violencia física y psicológica contra sus víctimas. La otra mujer asegura que reclutada por Mari Boquitas en 1991 también fue violentada físicamente por Sergio Andrade, quien le habría propiciado varios latigazos por ocultarle una supuesta invitación a una fiesta. De igual forma, abusó sexualmente de ella en diversas ocasiones, de acuerdo con la demanda de 98 páginas a la que tuvo acceso la revista Rolling Stone. This article comes from elfinanciero.com.mx. Now, it looks like Gloria Trevi is also suing Sergio Andrade, and she's saying she's kind of like joining, I guess, the list. And to me personally, I think this is a tactic for her to get out of the situation. She's turning herself into the victim as well now. So she can be seen, as a victim instead of being as one of the perpetrators. It's a very good tactic. The way I'm looking at it, it's a very good tactic. Now you're flip the script. You're trying to have, the public see you in a different light. And I saw that she also has like a series of her life, and that's also a very good strategy to control your narrative, right? Dice the title is Ellas Soy Yo, Gloria Trevi. So knowing celebrities and the way they work, this is like PR, right? This is like them trying to clean up their image so they can still be accepted in the general public, so they can still be supported, so they can still, people can still attend their shows and things like that. When I see people supporting her, or when I hear people supporting her, I just like, how can we forget so fast what she did, It's like kind of like Michael Jackson, how he was, you know, taking advantage of kids as well, young boys. And just because he sings good, just because he does this, people forget about what he did, and they go and support him. And people say, well, it's his music has nothing to do with who he is. Actually, yes, it has everything to do with who he is. You're supporting his work. You're supporting, his pocket at the end of the day, even though he's dead or whatever. But they're still accumulating money for streaming their music, and you're just like, it just baffles my mind how people think it's okay to listen to the music or to support the music. This person abused children, and you're listening to his music or to her music. It just, we need to have, standards, and we need to stand up for what's right for these kids. how can we support somebody who did that, you know? Yes, of course, everybody makes mistakes. Nobody's perfect, but these are not like regular mistakes. These are like crimes. This is something that can only be done by people who have a dark heart. And yes, people can change and things like that, but these people that are doing this, a lot of the times, you know, it's very hard for them to change. That's just their nature is dark. Only God can save them. I guess at the end of the day. But at that point, they should be making amends with the people they hurt, not coming back out and trying to do shows and things like that. And I'm not saying that like I'm a hater or something, or like they should be able to do what they want. At this point, they should just like out of respect, out of honor for all the people they hurt, they should just retire. Do something else with their life, something, you know go in the woods, find yourself, make amends with God, with yes, make amends with God and try to be a good person, you know doing something else, or that should be something that they just kind of like let go of at that point. And again, out of respect for those people that they hurt, and they were hurt because of this status, right? Because of this power. So it's time to, hang up that power, hang up that status, let it go, because you did not use it wisely. You were not responsible with it. You need to be taken down from the throne. And again, I'm not saying, oh, judge them, or everybody has their own path. But these type of things, hurting children, that is not something to take lightly. That is something very serious. A lot of things in life, we don't have to be so serious about. But children, that's something very serious. Again, it's not to be taken lightly. So at this point, it's like Gloria Trevi, she's like trying to flip the script. Now she's a victim as well. And I'm not saying she wasn't. She probably was too, from that guy. He probably was abusing all of them. And, that's, I understand that. But when she started recruiting girls, Gloria Trevi, she was already an adult. She already knew what was right and what was wrong. She met this guy at 16 years old. Now, she's saying that she was loyal, that she was loving. So she continued doing the thing, I guess she's kind of like blaming that she was doing things out of love. She was recruiting girls out of love. She was being part of the whole sex cult ring out of love. But sh- if you're saying that you were doing it out of love, you were doing it for a selfish reason, to be good with this guy, right? You were trying to be good with this guy so much that you were willing to be part of his ring and abuse these women. Although you're already a grown up, you already know what's right and what's wrong. You already know that. At that point in time, you already know what's right and what's wrong. We already know that we shouldn't be causing pain to people, to women. A person that I have seen, or one of the main, one of the known, I guess, rappers at this point that I saw also supporting Gloria Trevi was Snow the Product. She made a post saying that she met her idol and blah blah blah. And I actually did like a reaction, like a little reel thing, not with my face, just like I just wrote words on top of her picture, and I put because she said, Snow the Product said that she was one of her heroes. So I put on the post, I was like, Gloria Trevi should not be anybody's hero. She is a convicted child sex offender. Yes, she was acquitted, but again, she was in prison for 4 years. She probably ended up giving them some information, making a deal to where she would not be, you know, where she would not be found guilty to the to society, to the general masses. That's what I'm thinking because again, 4 years, it's a very long time. So people can say, this and that, but I don't believe she went to jail, you know, because she was innocent for that long. She was there for a reason. I don't need to be the smartest person in the room. It's just common sense. And it's very hard for a lot of us to actually think critically about these people because we're so hypnotized by their status, by their music status, by their place in society, by the brands that back them up, by their success in music. It blinds people. It blinds people to see the truth, to mm, they don't want to maybe see the truth. They rather just be blinded and be ignorant just so they don't have to really, really do anything and just live like zombies, which is a very comfortable place to live. You don't have to, nothing bothers you kind of thing, But in reality, these things should bother us. These people that are hurting kids, manipulating them, exploiting them, all of that should bother us. We should not go around like Snow the product and say these are our idols. Even if you think she's innocent out of respect, just the fact that she was convicted of that or that she was detained for that and, she was accused by people, you know? So it's something that you should probably not even touch or not even speak about or not support, pretty much. Not speak about, but it's somebody that you should not support publicly like that or even privately, It's something that even if you liked her back in the day and things like that, it's something que mejor, mejor not say anything. Just keep it to yourself because there's people that have been hurt and that needs to be honored. Now, why are we supporting or there's there's girls that were accusing them. Why are we not believing them? Why are we only believing Gloria Trevi? Why? And it goes back to the whole thing. Because of her status, because of her music. That's not a good enough reason to support somebody. We have to look at their actions. Yes, cool, maybe they did cool work, but there's a lot of talented people in this world that we don't even know about. It's just the fact that these people were pushed by the media and are backed up by the media. So we need to completely remove ourselves from the idea that just because they're in the spotlight, that they're trustworthy. As we have seen, it's actually quite the opposite, right? Even with the P. Diddy thing, when they're in the spotlight, they have so much power that they become corrupted. They they're greedy. They have a dark spirit. And I'm not saying everybody that has money is like this, right? That's not the point. But I'm just saying like a lot of these people have shown that they are that they have shown that they're not people to be trusted, right? Just because they have money, because they have status, doesn't mean they should be trusted. It doesn't mean that. Money doesn't mean trust. Money doesn't mean good person. Money doesn't mean values. Money doesn't mean good example. Money doesn't mean I care for people. Money doesn't mean that. We need to look at the actual actions that these people are doing for us to make that kind of assumption. If the actions are not good, then they're not trustworthy. If the actions hurt people, then they're not trustworthy. They're not to be supported. We cannot be like Snow the Product supporting these people. We need to support people who actually are there for our kids, the good teachers, the good role models, the people that care about them, the people that go around donating things. Those are the people that we need to put in the front and center of our society. The people that are actually showing with their actions that they care about our children. They show with actions, with actions. Rapping about gang killing, blah blah blah. That's not supporting our children. That's not doing something good for our children. Not even for adults that's good. Girls that go and have fillers, butt lifts, whatever they get. Those are not the people that we should be supporting. They're giving our children the wrong example. They're telling our children that not to be happy with who they are with their bodies. They're teaching them self-mutilation. Go have a tummy tuck. Go have your whole stomach open and you know, risk your life to look like me. And a lot of them, again, they like to say, I know I've said it in previous episodes, a lot of them like to say, well, I'm not in charge of raising your children. Yes, you're right. You're not in charge, but you should have some kind of, you should, you know, understand that since you are in the spotlight, people are looking up to you, whether you like it or not, whether you think you're raising these kids or not. They're looking up to you. Yes, we can definitely take away the TV and everything from our kids. Yes, we should definitely do that because, at this point, not a lot of good things are being shown in TV, right? But these people are everywhere, right? In our TV, radio, billboards, everywhere. So it's just like they're acting like kids are not their responsibility, but humanity in its totality is everybody's responsibility. We are all responsible for each other. We are responsible for where we want humanity to go. Every single one of us. Every single one of us. So the fact that they're saying that makes no sense. They are responsible, just like I'm responsible. Everybody is responsible, again, for our children and for where we're leading society, humanity. Thank you so much for tuning in to TC the G Radio. I hope you enjoyed this episode. What are your thoughts on Gloria Trevi? Let me know. Comment, like, subscribe, and ring the bell to stay in the loop. Remember to tune in to TC the G Radio Wednesdays at 12 p.m. Pacific Standard Time. Also connect with me on social media to get more of me and my music. My social media and contact information are on the video's description. Again, thank you to each and every one of you for tuning in and for allowing me to share this time with you. Take care. Saludos.